Taking some time off for vacation is a necessary component in life, but if you are a swimmer or if you are a coach and you take a vacation, or you know that swimmers take vacation just a few weeks or a few months away from an important national championship, you know that that might be detrimental to performance. And this exact same thing happened to me when I was 16, 17 years old. My dad wanted to surprise me with a last minute trip to Turkey, which was just 6 to 8 weeks away from a youth national championship. And he was just trying to be sweet. But once we got there, I felt frustrated. I felt angry. I didn't know what to do. I was sitting just by the pool and swimming in the beach or in the ocean by the beach, and really didn't have any structure of how to stay in shape. Now, clearly, as I get older, I get more accountable, a little bit more disciplined, if you will. And what I want to share with you guys here are some highlights of our family trip just a few weeks ago. We went to Costa Rica and enjoyed the beautiful rainforest, but also then how you can be a little bit more inspired when you go away with your family, but then to stay in shape. So I'm going to share with you guys some push-ups, swimming with sharks, and even conquering some of my fears on this trip. Welcome, Swimmer Strength family, old followers, new followers, subscribers, non-subscribers, and if you're not, it takes just a second to hit the subscribe button. And my name is Dennis Hekmati, your performance coach and sports scientist, delighted to take you through this little journey. Now, sit back, relax. This is going to be a little bit different of a video, but I hope you enjoy it. But before I do that, there are a few problems I want us to identify when we are going on such vacations. Number one being that a vacation tends to become a little bit more comfortable, so we're gonna have to seek some discomfort. Number two, there is gonna be minimal gym equipment unless you seek your way out to find a gym or get a few passes somewhere, unless you bring a few equipment with you. But that in mind, there's not gonna be that much to work with. And number three, there's gonna be an unpredictable schedule. So you're gonna have to be flexible. You're gonna have to be a little bit disciplined on what you do here. And now, this is the way I tackled these problems. Number one, morning movement. This is going to be my first tip for you guys, and perhaps the most important one. We were gone for a total of 10 days, and I tried to at least on every other day. I think I spent about 6 out of those 10 days doing some sort of morning movement, about 5 to 20 minutes of flexibility, mobility, and also stability from the top all the way down to the bottom, where I'm working my neck and working my shoulder blades, my shoulders, my entire spine, and my hips, a little bit with my feet as well. Just knowing what my strengths and weaknesses are and how my body was feeling throughout this trip. This is an excellent way for you guys to start your day on a vacation. And this is as simple as staying just a little bit disciplined, and sometimes nature rewards you with fantastic things. So when I was out here finishing one of the sessions at the volcano by Arenal, or Lake Arenal, there was an animal that showed up right behind me. This is called a coati. Came right up to me, just a little bit curious, as a little scavenger, checking out what was going on, and also doing a few sessions right by the beach. Just wonderful to start the day, enjoy nature, and get your vacation really started on a great way. Number two, hiking or ziplining, like we also did. Or if you are one person that likes to run or jog, whatever floats your boat here, right? We want to keep our aerobic system up and going. And what we did here, walks on the beach, hikes and walks across bridges, and also ziplining. And man, oh boy, was that a lot of fun. And this is where I truly conquered some of my fears and also went above and beyond, because if we're gonna walk around hanging bridges in the rainforest, of course I'm going to challenge myself a little bit, make it a little bit more uncomfortable. So I said, I'm going to do at least 100 push-ups, and I ended up doing 125 push-ups total. So it's as simple as, when we are doing something, challenging ourselves, going above and beyond while enjoying nature. And again, yes, I did feel a little bit more empowered and accomplished afterwards. We also did ziplining, and with this ziplining tour came also a 2-mile hike in the rainforest, and I was beyond nervous for this trip because I had never done zipline, and it was a combination of 13 zip lines around the rainforest. And I cannot believe that my little son Isaac, who's just 4 years old, just buckled up, trusted the guy, sat on his lap, and went for it. And he went before I did, so I was just watching him go down and I followed right after. But oh boy, did we finish that ziplining tour with a crazy swing. This was a 50-meter swing that my son did not do, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Oh boy, this is as close to a bungee jump that I have done. Roll that clip.
Amigo, chao! Chao, chao! Amigo!
Look at the camera, my friend.
Oh, fuck!
Look at the camera, over you. Like this.
Fuck!
You ready?
Nee!
Talk about being nervous, right? But in addition to that, we did more hikes around the volcano by Arenal, and it was so beautiful to be right around the rainforest, watching the clouds essentially being formed. We climbed stairs, 150 stairs up to be above the canopies essentially in the rainforest, where we saw amazing birds and wildlife such as toucans flying around in their natural habitat, and it was beyond amazing and such grateful sight to see. So Costa Rica, wow, thank you for that. And while on this platform, 150 steps up in the air, it gets shaky, and we were there and essentially saw the entire volcano covered in clouds. And when we came back just a few hours later, we were covered in clouds. So it was amazing to see how the environment took such swift change, but oh boy, would we have had an amazing view of the volcano if it was a clear day. Number 3, find a gym, a weight room, especially if you are used to doing something. And if you don't, pretend like you have a gym. What would you do in the weight room, and treat at least 1 or 2 sessions like you're doing some sort of a weight session. So I find a way to actually schedule an appointment to get into the room. During these crazy COVID-19 times, you have to actually make an appointment, at least at this hotel, to be in the gym, and I respect that. So I did a few times. I went in, warmed up, loosened the body up, both together with my wife, a little bit with my son. Again, get the body moving in all different kinds of directions, add a lot of stability, body weight movements to take care of my hips, to take care of my shoulders, so we don't go in and hurt ourselves. Because I ended up doing a little bit of power stuff. I liked adding in a little bit of a set that involved kettlebell snatches, one-leg box jumps, and also pull-ups. And I did that 4 rounds, and it was a fantastic workout after a good 10-15 minutes of stability and mobility warm-up. So again, if you can find a gym and do something that is similar to what you are doing in your current phase of training, then I encourage you to actually go out and have a little bit of fun. And if you don't, you can do it outside of your house or outside of your hotel, and find a place where you can go out and do something that is a little bit workout like. And number 4, find some outside fun activities that you can do. One of my favorite hobbies that I do when I get a chance is to go and scuba dive. This is my first time to scuba dive in Costa Rica. It was a wonderful experience to do that with my guide William. We saw for the first time eels and octopus. That was my first time. And we also swam with white-tip reef sharks and saw my favorite animal, a green turtle. Now, what else that we can do, obviously, if you don't have a scuba certificate, is to enjoy the ocean. We are swimmers, so we have to be in the ocean. And the Pacific Ocean here was surprisingly warm, and I could not get our son out of the water, so we spent hours and hours boogie boarding, obviously with great sunscreen protection, and he had his life vest on, but he enjoyed steering the boogie board, and for me to actually get him on and catch some waves was incredibly fun. So whatever you do, and one thing I didn't do was to surf, but man, I was tired of all of these excursions that we did and playing in the water with my son. I just did not have enough energy to go out and rent a surfboard to go out a few hours and surf. But I'm sure that if you are someone in Florida or California or wherever you are listening to this and you find your way to Costa Rica, take some days and go out and surf. Now, that are my tips for you on how you can stay healthy, stay active, surprise yourself, conquer some fears when you are on a vacation. With that being said, I want to applaud Costa Rica, Pura Vida, on how great you guys have been taking care of the COVID-19 situation. Essentially everywhere you go, you have to wash your hands before you enter, and it seems like they're just keeping up to date and staying very safe. So really nice job. Thank you for having me, Costa Rica. And also, nature seems to award us if we get out of our comfort zone. So I was able to experience a lot of new things, and I'm really grateful for that opportunity. So thank you again, Costa Rica. So here are the main takeaways from this. Number one, when you go on vacation, stay disciplined. It's gonna be up to you to stay in shape. Number two, do some sort of movement every day. And number three, enjoy the downtime that you get, because it's not all about staying in shape and all about worrying about performance. When we're away, we have to be away and come home with some charged batteries. And with that being said, link is in the description if you want exclusive memberships to our database and get access to the flexibility and the mobility routines that I did in Costa Rica, and even the set in the gym, and so much more, you guys. Also, the link is now up for our shop that was hacked back in 2020. Now, if you want your swim training t-shirt, we only have a few exclusive items there for you, and they are going out of stock pretty quick. So if you are a North American customer, you are able to order now. Taxes and shipping is included. Link is in the description. See you next week.